gateway game of the week, and actually probably one of the shortest and most fun and simplest games that we've played in a long time, called Cockroach Poker. And this is going to be our gateway game of the week. And because he was the one who introduced it to us, I'm going to hand this one over to Ralph, because Ralph, you tend to be introducing them a lot more, but let's start with how we play this game, and then we'll get into what we thought of it.
Sure thing. So are we allowed to swear on this podcast? I assume we're allowed a little cuss here and there.
Fuck yeah.
All right. All right.
That was it, though.
Yeah, that was it. That met our quota.
1 F, 3 S's.
So a lot of people are familiar with a common game called Bullshit. This game is sort of my replacement for that, in a way. It's a lot more simpler once you get your head around the introduction of it. So this game is called Cockroach Poker. It's a little French game. It's not Carcassonne, but it's Cockroach Poker. Basically, it's a deck of cards. I don't know how many cards there are, but there's a deck of cards. It gets divided evenly between all the players. It goes from 2 to 6 players. And I've played this at pubs and things through the years. I've had this for 7 years or so. But there's 8 different suits of cards and 8 different copies of every card. So you have your cockroach, your stink bug, your spider, your rats, frogs, flies, bats, and Georgie's favorite, scorpions. We just played this before, and Georgie doesn't like me because I gave her a 4th scorpion, and when you get 4 of one animal, you lose the game and everyone else wins.
Yeah, so the game at its core is that you don't want to win, you just don't want to lose.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The game ends when there's a loser, not a winner.
So the way the game works is from your hands, you pick a card, say I pick a spider, and you pass it face down to another player, and you tell them what that card is. It can be a lie. So say the card's actually a spider. I pass a card to Nee and I say, Nee, that's a frog.
I can either say, yes, it's a frog, or no, it's a frog. And either way, if I say, yes, it's a frog, and I look at it, and it happens to be a frog, then Ralph would get the card and he would put it face up in front of me. However, I say, yes, it's a frog, and I reveal it, and it actually is a spider, I was wrong, so therefore the card goes up in front of me. And this is where the game really took that turn for us, Ralph, because it's very much it's only ever one card. You pass one card to someone and say what it is. There is a third option, which I could do, which is that I can say yes or no, but I could, for example, pass Blayke a card and say, Blayke, this is a fly.
Yeah,
and
so Nee would look at the same card that I just gave him. Yeah.
So I would look at the card that he said. He said, that's a spider or a frog. And I could look at the card and go, And I could go, Blayke, that's a fly, and actually pass that card further on. And by doing so, Ralph is now absolved of all yes or no, of all lies he may or may not have committed, and now it's all on me to pass it down the table to Ralph. Back to Blayke or Matt, or in this case, my wife Georgie, who played this game with us. And once again, he's now faced with the same decision. Is it actually a fly?
Then I could say yes, I could say no, or I could look at it and say, you know what, no. That's a cockroach, and pass it along again. And we can keep doing this until it gets to the last person at the table. And the last person at the table.
It's so a spider. I saw it before.
And now it's turn it over. And so then it would go to Blayke. And then it's basically every card you are incorrect, you get it in front of you. Every card that you are correct, you take it, send it back to the person who sent it to you.
Yeah, so once you collect 4 of one animal, now remember there's 8 of every insect, you're the loser if you have 4, and everyone else wins. So really, you don't want to be that person that has 4 of an animal, because that will make you lose. But where it's really cool, the moments I love about this game is when you have 3 of one animal. Mm-hmm. Say I have 3 scorpions, and then I have a scorpion in my hand, and I just give it to a player and tell them that's a scorpion. It gets them every time, because they always think, that's not a scorpion. Ralph, you want to be an idiot like that? I'm like, yes, I will.
I think we can all say with absolute joy and delight that this one gets a big thumbs up and a Board Game Gateway.
Straight away, absolutely.
It is. So just to give you a couple of quick things, this is actually released in 2004, so the game's now 18 years old.
Wow.
The box says it should be played with kids 8 or up, and I think that's probably about right. I think you're probably, once they get the idea of how it's just lying to each other, don't really worry too much about the end of the scoring.
I reckon there's 2 phases in this game. There's how can I deliver the same word that everyone else has delivered a number of times, but get away with this, right? So we're all just trying our best to outdo each other with the stupidity, and then it becomes, I better count these cards and figure out what the actual odds are and how to win this thing as well.
Because It's a very sharp turn as well once you start actually counting the cards in front of everyone. Well, if someone hands me a fly, well, there's already 7 flies at the table. It's pretty low odds, but maybe that's what they're counting on.
But even it started off no cards on the table, and I was thinking, this is just going to be a bit of silliness. And then as soon as everyone had about 4 or 5, it got a little bit serious. All of a sudden, we were playing for keeps. So.
There was a moment where 4 of us all had like 4 or 5 cards in front of us, and then Ralph had nothing.
Yeah.
And then we all just went on like Ralph.
No, he didn't have nothing, but he made a public announcement that he had nothing.
Well,
I'm doing really well.
This is my TI game all over again, isn't it?
And then it was like everyone just had his number from that point for the next 4 minutes. Everyone's like, nope, you don't have that. Yep. But the moment I think for me that I really enjoyed was the moment it was like, Ralph passed something to me and said, "Nee, that's a spider." And then I passed it and went, "Oh no." He goes, "Nee, that's a fly." And then I passed it to Matt and go, "No, Matt, that's a spider." And then Matt looked at it and went, "No, it's a fly." And then passed it to Blayke, and Blayke went, "Yep, it's definitely a fly." And passed it to George, and then George went, "That's not a fly." And I was like, "Yes, it was definitely a fly." And it was that moment of like, when Ralph passed me the initial thing and then I changed the lie because I was incorrect. The fact that you went back to, no, I can tell you the truth still. That's fine. That was the moment for me that the light bulb went dink. Oh, it doesn't like, it's not like, because normally in bullshit and when you're playing these card games, it's like, when I play, when I say, hey, this is 2 3s, Blayke can't just go, no, it's actually 5 3s or 4 3s or whatever it is. He'd have to change it and go, oh, that's actually 2 3s, or 2 4s or whatever, and build it up. Whereas this game just says, no, you can say the information. It's like, here's your 8 pieces of information. However you want to do it is now up to you. It's like, you can lie, but then you can tell the truth. And it's the fact that you can say the truth again really throws people, because they're like, but was Nee actually lying? but then what I noticed, it was the communal lie.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Ralph started the lie, then I told the truth. Then you guys went, Matt, no, it's a fly. Kept the lie, and then Blayke was like, oh, I know what's going on, and just kept the lie going, right?
So,
Passes it to George, and then was like, okay, there we go. It was amazing to watch. Like, sitting back and watching that happen was amazing.
And if you're that player, that last player who can't look at the card because every other player has, you just look at every single other person at the table and see if you can read anyone and just hope.
I learned very, very quickly not to do that. The second you look at more than the last person who sent it to you, it's game over. You have no hope of fishing any information, because you haven't. When it boils down to it, there's nothing counts except for the last person's.
But after the pressure is off, whoever's passed the lie away from them, their face can't give away anything, because they're just enjoying the fact that it's not them.
Exactly.
So there is nothing written on there. I don't care what it is anyway.
And as soon as you start looking around the table, you're done for. So you just got to zoom in on the person who gave it to you and just try to pick
I had so much pressure on the first 2, because I went first. And then the first one I passed, I'm just going to go straight and pass to Georgie, my wife. And she guessed it completely. So they go, all right, I'll try to go to Ralph. And he guessed it immediately. So I'm sitting there with 2 cards in front of my head, and I'm doubting whether or not I'll be able to actually sell a card to anyone for the rest of the game.
Because if you take a card, you have to give out the next card.
Exactly right, you have to keep it going. The other thing which I thought, speaking of reading people though, it was really funny, the very last play of the game was Georgie was sitting there with 3 scorpions, and Ralph then basically...
I had 3 bats at the time too.
Yeah, 3 bats. And so he put down in front of her and goes, yeah, that's a bat. And Matt and I looked at each other and went, oh, that is so a scorpion, no matter what. And the fact was, Georgie, like, we knew it was a scorpion. Like, we don't know how we knew, but we knew. And then Georgie did the one thing that you should never do if she looked at it, and then you could see them. You can see the emotions crossing her face of like, oh crap, that's what the thing. Okay, I need to pass it. Oh crap, I'm taking too long. They're gonna know. And then she just like, oh no, just flipped up. Just conceded. And Matt just bursting in laughter. We looked at her and was like, that's a scorpion. Like, we know it's a scorpion.
It's so fun when you're in this position where you have 3 of 2 insects, because you know everyone's gonna stuff you up. And if you can fight back and somehow still survive, that is so rewarding.
I bet it would, yeah.
It's really incredible. But I love showing people this game. The laughter this game generates is on par with a Nomia for me.
And so quickly as well. Like, it's not one of those games that, you sort of build into. Yeah. We were straight away, within 1 or 2 passes, already in fits.
Certain award, Dean.
A certain award?
A certain award.
Well, it was...
The learn was pretty quick. We were playing within 5 minutes.
Well,
give it the award, Nee. Say the words.
I can't give it to it. It didn't earn the words. It didn't get the words.
Say the line, Neeber.
Spiel des Jahres. Yeah! But it didn't earn it. No, but I think there's not really much else to say about this one though. Like it like that's the game, and it was perfect for what it was. And you said, Ralph, that you take this to play at a pub. It fits in a little 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter box.
That's all you need. It's a deck of cards.
It's 64 cards, right? That's all it is. You could tie it up with a couple of rubber bands, whip it out and start playing the game. I think that's why I think we definitely give it the Board Game Gateway seal of approval, because it's like I think honestly one of our favorite gateway games that we've done in the series so far.
It's a little $20 game. I've got the original called Cockroach Poker. There is Cockroach Poker Royale, which just has another suit. It's a little bit different. And there's also a version called Cheating Moth, which is different. You actually drop cards off the table and pick them up and hope no one catches you and things like that. It's super weird, but it's another fun little game to play when you're on your first drink.
Doing these ones, just hide the